sometimes there are teams that just feel that, they're not bad, but they're not good either. And you're kind of wanting them to be beyond than just being a mid-tier team. And that's the Miami Dolphins. Hey everybody, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic, and we're continuing our 2025 NFL preview per team, and we're talking about the Dolphins of Miami. So Miami, Tua Tagovailoa is currently still there for health reasons. Tyreek Hill, last time I checked, he's still there. You still got a couple. I think you got a couple of good quality defensive players that hopefully this year will finally, become something. I'm gonna say Miami is a team of potential. I think on paper and what we've seen from a few snippets here and there, they have potential of being. But I can't help but feel like if they want to make any sense of noise, it's literally on the verge of do or die. And I'm not talking about Super Bowl aspirations, even though every team wants that, obviously. I'm talking about just aspiration of being a good quality team. I mean, I live in Florida, and Miami has always been viewed as one of the better teams for years. But lately, they're kind of that laughingstock. They're kind of up there with Jacksonville. And don't worry, Tampa used to be up there with you guys too. Florida used to be the laughingstock of all NFL teams. But Miami just seems like a team that with all the star player, with all the attributes of what Miami offers, it just feels like, why aren't you better? Why aren't you better? And this season is going to be tested, not just with your own division, but the competition you're going to have. As early as week 9 versus Baltimore, I think that's one of the top games you guys got to worry about. Granted, the game is in Miami, so there's a chance to get that home field advantage. But if you want to make any sense of a noise, especially when it comes to tiebreakers, when it comes to wild card, because let's be real, I think we all can safely say that Buffalo is definitely in the driver's seat. But if you want any hope of making a wild card, you got to update that conference record. So take it on Baltimore week 9, maybe get them just when they're not fully into their full final form of the year, but definitely want to get a chance to get advantage of that before they go too powerful and you're basically just more than just in the way. Because next week you're hosting Buffalo, and we all know how much Miami and Buffalo just love each other so much. And I can't help but still feel like Miami's still kind of butthurt about the year where they basically had the division in hand and they literally lost all the way, and giving Buffalo a comeback lead to come in and not only just take the win, but also take the playoff spot from you. So for me, Miami, if you want to make any sense of a noise, any sense of a fight, if you want to say that maybe the division is up for grabs and you're in there just as much as Buffalo is entitled to it, take a beat on Buffalo by week 10, just in the midway point of the season, is definitely the right way to go. And if somehow you guys are still in there fighting for a division or a playoff spot, week 16, hosting Cincinnati, you guys are very fortunate. A lot of your non-division opponents of importance are at home, Baltimore, Cincinnati. So I would say in some way, find a way to win your home games against the tougher opponents. Somehow utilize that home field advantage that many teams believe exists. I think only team that play in cold weather games believe in that. I think warm weather people don't believe in home field advantage because I think the cold teams are like, oh, the weather's lovely here. I love to have all my playoff games here. But if you want to have any chance for a playoff spot, wild card, week 16 hosting Cincinnati is a big one. Because I believe by week 16, I think we're going to find out whether the season is done or been done. Because I feel like week 16 is your do or die for the season. Unless you guys have like 12 wins by that point, and therefore it's like, okay, not too mad. But let's be real. We're all being hopeful and full in the hype, but let's be real, guys. Come on. But this is definitely a big game for Miami if they want to prove anything to anybody, including themselves. Highest point for Miami after all this hype and all this hope. Miami feels like a very mid team for whatever reason. I feel like they should be at least a 10-win team, but I'm putting 9-8. A 9-8 season, just good enough to be competitive, but 1 or 2 losses here, and God forbid you lose to like a 3-win Jets team at the worst time, and then you cost you that 1 loss, like something like that. I just feel like it's just Miami's ability to just stub their toe against an opponent they probably should not, and it will definitely come back to bite them 6, 7, 8, 10 weeks later. But if things go really south, and hopefully not because of Tua Tagovailoa's health, 6-11, guys. I think if this becomes a 10 loss plus season for Miami, it's time to call in the crew and clean up. And I mean everyone. I think we need to just either start trading players. We need to start, saying thank you, but good night. I think we need to take a big, long look in the mirror if we happen to become a 10-loss plus team going into the offseason, because Miami, I think the patience of it is dwindling very fast. I mean, you tanked for Tua, and it hasn't shown nothing. But MVP for the Dolphins, I believe, is Tua Tagovailoa. We all have seen when Tua's in the game how much more effective the Miami offense looks and just how they feel like they have a driver. But we're all very worried about Tua's health. So when we see him there, it's kind of like holding your breath every time he takes a snap. You're like, and that's whether the Dolphins win or lose. Even in victory, you're like, God. So, but this all do or die with Tua. And I think Tyreek Hill takes massive appreciation of Tua's in the game. It helps him get his stats up, help him get his numbers up, and help prove his worth. So to me, Tua is the captain. Hopefully not a fragile captain. And the verdict for the Dolphin fans, I'm going to say it. You guys are going to be good, but not enough to make the playoffs. You're just going to miss it by that much. Sorry, guys. I know you guys want to be something greater, but Miami, you just feel like the Steelers. There's just something about you or something about the team that doesn't feel playoff-bound confidence. It just feels like maybe they could, but it'll be like week 18, last second type of thing if they have any hopes. But to me, Miami, you just miss it. Sorry. And that's the Miami Dolphins. We're down to one more team in the AFC East, and that will be, of course, the MVP captain himself, Josh Allen, with, of course, the Buffalo Bills. And until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.